Hello, my name is Estefania Valls Urquijo. Welcome to the first Naos self-temple, a temple built with terracotta bricks and cement, all made by hand. The first piece I built is this big egg, carved by hand, with the door with the shape of a vagina, with the idea to represent how life comes in and comes out. Once I was inside, sitting inside this egg, I felt like I was inside of the womb of the mother, where really life starts, with life contained inside. And I thought, this is a temple. So, what is a temple?
Temples in the world were created as an escape route for the soul, spaces where we isolate ourselves from the outside world and navigate within, portals of heaven on earth, common spaces for personal research. Naos was conceived as an entrance to a personal sacred space of interior contemplation, a place to connect with one's divinity, creation, and creativity. With its labyrinth and dense structure, it constitutes an orderly microcosm, with the egg as its focal point, a symbol of the earthly life contained within us.
All the inspiration for these temples is the egg, the ovum. As you see here, this big egg. I will show you where all this inspiration began. Sitting inside here, you can see the dimensions. I can sit inside and go in as life goes in and comes out. But the inspiration really started with the nest of the oropendulas and the idea of this nest guarding the eggs, guarding the life inside. So we will go and see one of them. Here, the true art, made by oropendulas in Petén, in the north of the country of Guatemala. Out of the inspiration of the oropendulas nest, I started to investigate the materials to interpret them. So I found these metallic fields, inox and copper, and I started to use the macrame technique to knit them. So here you see the results. It worked very well.
After finishing the nest collection, I made the first egg out of terracotta bricks. You can see the results here, alone and inside a natural fiber nest.
These bricks are made by hand by artisans in Guatemala and in wood ovens with traditional techniques. We have two different molds, the traditional blocks and the half-moon molds. The center of the temple is the navel. The idea is to walk around it in meditation, asking ourselves 4 questions. Who am I? What am I grateful for? What is my purpose? And what do I want for my work? You can see them carved in the navel, built with terracotta bricks and carved by hand. The 4 columns represent the 4 elements: fire, earth, wind, and water. And the 4 cardinal points: north, south, east, and west. The fountain, the water, the cleaning, the new beginning. This is the idea. And these 4 eggs representing again the 4 cardinal points, the 4 elements. And here, water really present as the earth in the bricks, in the terracotta bricks. In the entrance of the temple, we have the Fibonacci wall that represents the divine proportion, and the egg in the center, in the end of this wall, in the entrance of the temple. When I finished the big scale temple, I realized I was crazy. How could I move on this? It's impossible. So I decided to do as architects do, build maquettes out of 1/100 scale of the elements of the temple. So here you have an example, and here you can see the small bricks in 1/100 scale made by the same artisans in the same kilns, wood kilns. With these small bricks, by hand, I built all these pieces, cement and brick, carved the same shape and the same proportion as the big scale elements. As in the Fibonacci wall, the divine proportion is found in nature in the shell of the snail. And here in the temple as a treasure, you will find this fossil of a snail illuminated through the back. We have 2 kinds of materials for the floor of the temple. Here you can see tiles made by hand and glazed in wood. And here, industrial commercial tiles, only dry. The idea is that when we walk over them, they break. You can see how they easily break. And finally, they become dust. From dust we come, and to dust we go.
This project is still developing. Now I'm working on Egyptian paste bricks, the underwater temples, and covered temples as the pyramid and the dome.